Okay, be honest. When was the last time you went to the movie theaters to watch a movie? Hmm. Has it been that long? Because for me, I still love going to the movies. I'm Kalani, and this is Talking Flicks with a Chick. Well, we talk movies here, okay? All my movie nerds, okay? We love to talk movies. I love to talk movies, and that's what we're doing. But today, I want to talk about streaming versus going to the movies because what are we really choosing now? The theater experience or just staying at home and streaming everything? There are pros and cons to both of them. But today I just want to talk about me. Not just talk about me, but what I prefer. Okay. And I really, really want to know what you prefer. I did put out a little filler out there yesterday. I had a on social media, I said couch or theater. And surprisingly, a few people, well, more than a few, but people have that's been commenting, they've been saying they love going to the movie theater. I thought for sure a lot of people said they like staying home and streaming, but no. So far, the comments I've been getting is they like going to the theater, and I'm gonna tell you why I love it. I love going to the theater because it's a whole experience for me. It always have been, and I think that probably came from when I was younger because I have mentioned on this channel several times that my mother, my love for movies comes from my mother, right? She took us to the movies just about every weekend. The first thing I remember seeing at the show, I call it the show. The first thing I remember seeing at the show when I was little was Popeye with Robin Williams. That's my first memory of going to the movie. That's the first movie. And then, I remember seeing like scary movies, of course. Of course, I'm like 6, 7, seeing scary movies. But I love them. Up to this day, I love scary movies. I remember seeing E.T. in the movie theaters. I remember crying when, spoiler alert, I was being sarcastic, right? Because it's been, look, over 30 years since E.T. came out. But I remember being 7 years old and crying because I thought E.T. was dead. So, like, I love it. I love the big screen. I mean, yes, I have a big screen. I have a 65-inch TV. That's big enough for me. And, I can watch, all my shows and all my TV, all my movies on that screen. But it's just something about the movie theater screen, especially if you see it in IMAX. It's something about just the whole experience, like just getting there. Sometimes I'm buy my ticket there. Sometimes I already purchase it on my phone. But it's the whole process. It's purchasing the ticket. It's going up to the concession stand and getting my snacks. My food and my drinks. My candy. Just sitting down. Before you can just pick what seat you wanted. Remember back in the Stone Age, we it was first come, first serve, you know. And so, we used to come like this, early enough. I like to see the previews. Even though nowadays the trailers, they show too much of the movie. That's another topic for another day. But like I said, this before you can pick your own seat, like just picking the seat. Tell me in the comments when you go to the movie theater, where do you like to sit? In the center, off to the side, where you like to sit? Front, back, middle? For me personally, I'm tall. I'm 5'10", okay? And I like to sit on the end. I always sit on the end. Um, that's my preference. On the end, where I can just get up and go to the restroom too. Okay. And I know I've been with friends and family who like to sit dead center. I've done it. That's fine, but my preference is on the end. On the end, I like off center. That's just me. That's my preference. Again, let me know what's your preference in the comments there. But and the sound, you got that Adobe, the Adobe, what's his name? Star Wars, Lucas, you know, George Lucas, um, his whole thing, and I don't know, y'all. It's just the atmosphere. Okay, I'm about to say no distractions, but we know that it can be some. It can be some. It can be some distractions. For all my non-black folk that's watching me right now. If you go to a movie theater with us, I love being black. I love me. I love my people. We are extra. But sometimes, I want to go to specific movies to be around all that extraness because you're gonna hear, "Girl, don't go in there." Oh, you such a fool. You're gonna hear all the all the ad libs, and a lot of times that makes the movie better because I remember seeing All About the Benjamins with Ice Cube and Mike Epps, and the first time seeing Friday in the movie theater, with the added ad libs, it was hilarious, and that's an experience. That's an experience. I know you can get that at home too, but still, with a bunch of strangers, it's fun. It really is fun. Now, I know that people that's team streaming. I like sometimes, yeah. I want to stay at home. I do. I'm not going to go front like I don't like streaming. I do. I like to stream too. I like to stream movies too because one thing about streaming, you have your the cost is low unless you're paying for the actual movie. But you can pause it. You can go to the bathroom and pause it and not miss anything. What else? Comfort of your own home. You can, even though that's on me, some people still do that. I say you can eat a whole pot roast or whatever that you're cooking for dinner. Tacos, whatever. But like I said, some people sneak that in the show too. But we ain't gonna say nothing, okay? So there's that. So sometimes it is easier to stay home. It is, and you have people that have little ones, or they can't. It'll be too expensive to take everybody because look, it costs now. It costs, and especially depending on what city and state you live in, it costs more to go to the movie theater. But I still like it. But for me, it's just some movies I'm going to watch it at the movie theater when it first come out. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for it to hit the theater. I'm specifically going because you know it it's a particular movie that I want to see on the big screen. So yeah, but for me, if it's a movie I really care about, I'm going to the theater. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. I just like that, just the whole vibe of the movie theater, and I'm glad that they're not doing away with it. Hopefully, the movie theaters are here to stay. Um, Hopefully, they're trying to, like, during the pandemic, we know that a lot of stuff came out on streaming because we couldn't go to the movie theater. I think a lot of people got complacent and got used to that. That's why a lot of these movies now they're only coming to the theater first, and trying to get people to come back. But I was happy, like, once the movie theaters were open, after the pandemic, I was happy, to go back there and kick my feet up and just sit back, relax. Even though we have the recliner chairs now, I come with my movie blankets. I come with my movie blanket. I've been coming with my movie blanket for years before it was popular. And now I see a lot of people coming with a blanket. I'm like, really? Because for me, I was just cold. I was always cold. So that's why I brought my blanket. And I have a particular comforter, not comforter. Can you imagine? I have a particular throw. It's called my movie throw that I bring to the movie theater. So please just, let me know which one you prefer. Do you prefer going to the movie theater for that experience? Or do you prefer to stay at home where you're comfortable and it's cheaper and you can do all the things at home, you know? So just let me know. But for me, it's the movie theater. Streaming is convenient, but the movie theater is a whole experience. Okay. So I got to ask again, are you still going to the movie theater or are you waiting for streaming? Okay. Some movies just hit different on the big screen. Until the next time, go pop some popcorn, put on a good flick, and then come right back here where we talk flicks with a chick.